Hey everybody, today we're going to talk about this, but it's not going to be the kind of conversation that you really think it is. A friend of mine pointed out that I don't look at the camera right. I look at myself, hi me, and then I try to look at the dot and I go like, okay, what's it look like over here? Okay, anyway, it's not going to be a conversation like you think it's going to be. It's going to be a little bit different. Hi everybody, I'm Jen. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. Please like, subscribe, all the things, because if you comment and do all that, helps me out. I am an older Gen X, an elder Gen X, and yeah, I'm getting married to a much younger man who happens to also be a Honduran national. My life is just a three-ring circus, I think, a lot of the times. Either that or it's just really dead. And when you're waiting for paperwork, like right now. But anyway, welcome to my channel. So hello. So what is it with this thing? And let's get this thing, pick it back up. It comes with a string. I'm not even sure. Like, it looks like it's supposed to be a Christmas ornament. And then, but it has like my parents' death ears on it. And, well, I don't know. I'm this sort of thing. I need to talk about this because the person that gave me this was supposedly a good friend of mine, and the further I get away from that friendship, which it was toxic, very toxic, and it finally all came to a head, and we parted our ways, and now I'm calling this a great purge of my life. I mean, I've been through some purges before this. When I left Colorado, I got rid of a lot of stuff I'd been dragging around for years. When I came to Florida, I went to Pensacola again. I got rid of a lot of things when I left Pensacola, and I come to Ocala, and I still have boxes of things that I've dragged around with me for 20 plus years that, those boxes have not been opened, and I'm like, what is in there? And you open it up, and it's like Christmas, and you go like, oh, but I don't want to get rid of this. I've had this so long. I don't want it. Why? It's been a box for 20 years. You don't need it. This thing, of course, is not something I've had for 20 years, but it's part of the emotional purging that I'm going through, too. I guess the mental health, psychiatric. I don't like going like, well, I'm working on my mental health, and so I'm, doing that. I don't like doing that. That's not really what, I mean, that's not what I want to put out there. I don't want to be talking about that stuff all the time. But, I do have things. I have things. I have my little hoarder tendencies. I have, this emotional attachment to stuff that has not served me. And I've been trying to figure out why. And I guess the biggest part of it is I don't really care why at this point. I'm just finding ways to free myself of that, and it feels good, and it feels really good. And so, I ran across this because it was in its little box that when she gave it to me, it was in this little box and wrapped up in some bubble wrap, and the thing with it was the toxicity in that relationship really came from her putting her beliefs and ideas and ideals and things that were important on me, and then getting upset if I didn't live up to what her stuff was. Like, I mean, okay, we had talks about it. We had lots of talk about it. And let me preface this by first saying that anybody who does some of these things I'm about to mention, if you do these things and they help you, and they bring you to a good place or whatever, do them. Don't feel bad about doing. I'm not telling you not to do it. I'm just saying that these things don't work for me. They don't work for me. So, like, she and I had had conversations, lots of conversations, because her mom died, my mom had died, my dad hadn't died yet when we had like a lot of these deep talks, but we talked about it. You know, I had an older brother who got killed. Talk about that. We talk about different people we know and different ways people handle death and grief and all that. And I had explicitly told her, I mean, just flat out told her, I was like, the the thing is with death and with me is like, there's people out there that will, um, like their mom died, they got her cremated, and then they want to take some of the ashes and put it into a crystal and wear it. And okay, if you want to do that, do that. Okay, it's not a thing where it's like, oh, that's creepy for me. It's just my view on it is I don't want to do that because I don't want the constant reminder that my mom's dead, and then she's dead. She's not here. She's passed on. She's dead. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe that when we die, our souls go on to a different place, a better place, hopefully. Um, I'm not. I mean, I view what's left after somebody dies as like the outside of a peanut. You crack it open, all the goodness is on the inside, and then what's left you throw on the floor. You walk over. At some point, maybe somebody sweeps it up and throws it in the trash, or it's whatever. It's the husk. It's not of any importance after you pass. Okay, while you're alive, it's your vessel. It keeps you alive. It's your ship. You need to keep it maintained or whatever. But after you've passed, I don't view what's left as anything to do with the person at all. So carrying their ashes around or carrying a lock of hair or any of the things some people find comfort in doing, I don't. I don't. Um, Neither one of my parents had a funeral, and that was part of it was because COVID was coming on, people couldn't travel, and you know, things like that. But the other part of that is they thought it was a colossal waste of money, and it is. And like all these people having celebrations of life and this and that. And I mean, that's really neat. If you want to get together and celebrate somebody's life, or have a funeral or whatever it is that you're into and that makes sense to you, do it, do it, do it. Makes no sense to me. Made no sense to my parents. I'm not sure where my brother stands on that, but um, I'm, I'm, I'm gonna guess that he's just not that nostalgic and not that sentimental, either. My family, if nothing else, my family was so practical. I am the least practical of my family, very much so. The rest of them were just all streamlined. If you don't need it, don't have it. If you don't, it's just that's the way they were. And so anyway, I had conversations like this with this person who called herself my friend, and then I bought my house here, and she bought me this, and then told me her vision of where it could be displayed in my house. And again, I'm not that person. I know even with the dogs, people have their dog die, they get them cremated, they get their ashes back in a cute little box and they display it and put the old collar and little dog dish and all that. And there's nothing wrong with that if that helps you. Okay? For me, it just would make me more sad to look at it every day. And I think there's people get this feeling like they feel like they have to carry the sad. That that if they're not sad and if they're not mopey about it and if they're not feeling bad every day, that it means that they didn't care. And that's bullshit. And that is absolute Bullshit. I love my parents to death. I didn't want to see them go, but they're not here anymore. They're in their spiritual form, and I don't need junk like this. I'm sorry. To me, this is junk. If this would have made you happy and to have it and feel good about it, then that's you. But to me, this is just some of the stuff that I need to purge from my life, and the attempt to make an emotional attachment. My friends are like, oh, I did you this, I did that, I cared about you, I was there when your parents died, blah, blah. I need to purge that too. So yeah, this is going right in the trash. It's not even a consideration. I mean, it's just one of those things. I'm surprised I still have it. Yeah, but I think it was that emotional thing. Like, oh my, am I saying I don't love my parents if I tell that? No, absolutely not. And anybody who would suggest so doesn't know or understand me. So yeah. We purging, baby. We purging, not just getting rid of all the physical stuff in my house that I don't need. We're getting rid of a lot of the emotional stuff. And I have to thank my not alone for that. My man, my new guy, my younger guy, who a lot of people think just might be trying to use me for something. Ooh, citizenship. Yeah, not happening. He's not getting a green card out of this marriage, not at least for a while. So, yeah. Trash bucket. Out with the old, in with the new, in with the new feelings, in with the new way of living, and keeping what's important in front of me, which is, at this point, my marriage, my future marriage, my marriage is coming up, my opening marriage, and the friendships that I have that I know are friendships. And I do have a couple of really good friendships with people that I really know I can count on, people that I know really see me as I am. They understand me. They understand a lot more about me than what the naysayers say, So anyway, yeah. Don't let people hold you hostage emotionally like that, because that's what this is. That's what this is. This is being held hostage emotionally, and you don't need it. You do not need. If you don't need to hold on to the sad feelings. Okay, the person that passed or the people that passed or whatever are not. If they loved you, they're not going to be upset seeing you happy. Okay, if they loved you, they want you to be happy. They don't want you clinging to their memory and feeling sad and being lonely and doing all that. They don't want that. Okay, they want you to move on, live your life. God willing, you'll see them on the other side. But that's my thoughts for the day. Anyway, stay cool, and I'll talk to y'all later. Ciao.